spirituality is something that needs more attention. I would say even in pastoral training schools, seminaries, though seminaries typically have spiritual formation or some sort of course that's assigned for that. It really should be the thread that is, or rather, it should be the needle that is threaded throughout all of that instruction. How are you grow in your love and affection for the Lord through hermeneutics? How do you understand how to see the God of the Bible through Old Testament study or through maybe philosophical study, depending on the course or depending on the training? So spirituality needs to be constantly emphasized throughout pastoral training. And then to the degree that pastors and ministry leaders aren't able to have that training, it does need to be the sort of everyday priority before you step into the meeting, before you open up the laptop or get out the phone, having a heart that has been shaped by prayer, shaped by scripture, shaped by seasons and periods of fasting that help you see what your true need is. And then out of that practice, a pastor then encourages, as an example, leading people in those things, knowing that they themselves are not perfect, but knowing that the idea of spirituality, spiritual life, spiritual formation is something that is not just an 8-week course. It's not just a book by a famous author. It's something that is implicit and understood in all of Christian life and practice. So you think about when Jesus is confronted by certain people, he gives them sort of spiritual practices to consider. So when he's met with crowds, he actually retreats and has time away to commune with the Father. When he's teaching in the Sermon on the Mount and he's teaching on prayer, when you pray, do these things. And so when we think about the idea of what our spiritual life is supposed to look like, both as pastors and as church members, parishioners, we need to think about that nothing else, in my opinion, will be successful if we don't have behind it spiritual practice, prayer, fasting. And insofar as those are successful, it's not because we somehow coaxed God out of the cave and he decided to move. It's because we have more closely attuned our soul to the heart of God and have become more humble, become better listeners, and become people who desire to do the things of God, not because we're going to earn something from him, but because it gives us joy in worshiping and glorifying him.